to finally build up the Purple Elite again. We've already done a motor build on this thing very quickly with the Corsa, a few things that we have done to this bike. It is time for this thing to get into what I would consider its final stage. This front end build to finish up the chrome centerline wheel that I put on the rear. We also have one for the front. Whole disc front end build coming. Motor build stuff, taillight stuff, all stuff that we're about to get into. Got some OEM Honda motor mount bushings, which very, very badly need to be replaced on the Purple Elite. One of the bushings is completely held together by Honda Bond. OEM Honda crank bearings, and we're going to be going ahead and putting those in along with our brand new Malossi full circle crank. It has a fully weighted crank all the way around, whereas some would actually be like half cut in here. You'll see when I pull the stock one out. Here's a good example on the stock Zuma one. So you see how halfway around. Malossi RHQ, I think it's called. RHQ. Full circle DIO crank. She's purty. She's purty. Honda stock cranks are actually super strong. You can run a stock Honda DIO crank with aftermarket bore, no issue, and it will probably last forever. But with a lot of the Minarelli engines, like the pre-bug, throw a sport bore on that with a stock crank, your crank is most likely to explode. I know the horizontal Minarellis are a little bit stronger. You can get away with those stock cranks, but the ones on the pre-bug are not strong at all. We got some drop-down front legs for the disc front end build on this Elite. I'm still waiting for a lot of the parts to come for this. I actually ordered the wrong stem. It was for a Ruckus and not the DIO, so I had to send that back. So that was a couple weeks ago, so I'm still waiting for that new one to come. And until then, we got some nice silver NCY drop-down disc legs for the Honda DIO. And I can't wait to see these bad boys on there, especially with the chrome centerline wheel up front. Clear Elite taillights, because currently I have some clear signal lights. Bro. Which these used to actually be pretty hard to get. I had to get these from Taiwan from the buddy Andy out there. But now I can literally put on this full clear assembly and have all clear in there. So for now, what we're going to focus on is pulling this motor out, splitting the cases, and probably doing the motor mounts. Pull most of this stuff off, most of these panels, get this out of the way. I really didn't want to start this because I didn't want to have two bikes apart until I finished the Malagudi. But I'm still waiting on so much stuff for this Malagudi. A lot of the stuff's still on back order. It's kind of becoming a pain because it's just sitting here. Alright, motor's pulled out. Gonna lift it onto the workbench now, start pulling off everything, cooling shrouds wise, getting this thing down to the bare block, and we'll push this lead away. Rolling shell. Alright. There she is. It's been a while since I built the DIO. That's for sure. I feel like I've been doing all Minarelli stuff for a while now. And I know you hate to see it. But we're gonna get this. We're gonna get these cases split. Last time I was riding this bike and doing wheelies, I started feeling the motor feeling like it was wiggling in the bottom. And this explains it. Look at this motor mount right now. That motor mount is literally a floating bushing inside of there. Like, this side's held together with sealant and Honda button from Chuck previously. But this whole motor was wiggling, dude. It was so sketch. Both sides are pretty shot. This one's not as bad. That side's decent, but look at this side. That one's pretty shot too. I've never changed motor mounts on one of these engines yet, but I got a tool that I think will work, hopefully will work, right here that I found on eBay. And it's supposed to be a motor mount changer, scooter motor mount. Yeah. Figure this out real quick. Pull it in. I'm like 40% sure I'm doing it right, or we might just snap the whole case right now. Let's see. Well, bro, I think we did it. I think we did it. That was terrifying, but we did it. Like that. Wow, that side worked perfect. All right, motor mount bushings are out. We got our OEM motor mount bushings right here. And we're gonna see if we can't pop these bad boys in. Put it right back in. Brand new motor mount right there, baby. Now we gotta do the other case. 2T oil right here for some lubrication. Some assembly lube. Took the Zuma on the O'Reilly's run and grabbed some super clean. I'm gonna clean these cases up. And the super clean was buy one, get one free. This stuff's super useful. I saw someone comment, how do I clean my cases? Using this. And if you grab a little bit of this stuff, Scotch-Brite, these cases shining. So here's a little look. I'm not gonna film me scrubbing, but I've already cleaned these ones before, but they're still, they can be polished up, as you see. So I'm gonna go to town real quick on some super clean, and I'll show you guys the final product, and then we'll throw these crank bearings in. We got our cases all purdy. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. Once I put them all together, I'll clean this up more on the edges, but for now, she's all shining. She's looking good. She's raw. And we're about to put some crank bearings in. And I saw a few comments on the last time I did this wondering why I put the bearings in the freezer and why I'm heating this up. The theory is heat expands. So you're heating the case up so it expands, and when something's cold it pretty much shrinks and condenses. So you take the bearing, ever so slightly too, it's not like noticeably shrinking or expanding, but you're heating this case up and you have the frozen bearing, and you can almost literally plop them and they'll drop in. And then at that point you can grab like a mallet and just bing bing the rest of it in. But that's what we're doing here. We're gonna put both these crank bearings in real quick, and then we're gonna keep moving with this motor build.
The game. We should all have the
Number 2 overall.
New crank bearing on this side. Now we're about to do the same thing with this side. Dude, I burnt the. I'm wearing a glove on this hand so I don't burn myself, and I went to grab the case with this hand, and you can't really see it.
Live in a fat body. Just got
Little tappy tap. Sheesh. We got that one in too, boys. We're looking good. Might go ahead and throw the crank in while we're at it.
Is there any, like, God forbid, like, if you do, like, a tiny moment?
The soul is inconceivable. Pride, and I'm arrogant. Oh, man.
Where'd you get that?
I made my own goal. I made all my goals
Necessary for the business, for the
absolutely,
body.
absolutely. But these guys are Vikings, and they understand boxing more as a skillful art more so than some kind of brutality.
Perfect. Those case bolts in there. Tighten her down, pull her together, and then I'm gonna run some extra Honda Bond around the whole case just to be safe. Just a little layer, just around the majority of it. Alright boys, I'm pretty stoked on this. Crank is in there. This thing is a happy, like this thing is just like super free. 10.5 RPMs right there with the hand, bro. This thing is free as could be. So this bore was lightly ported by Chuck. It's nothing crazy. We didn't raise the exhaust that much. We kind of evened everything out. but you could tell he kind of went in there, smoothed everything out. I was gonna wait, have Chuck port this, but I really just want to throw this thing together and get this thing dialed in. So what we did was we kind of smoothed out the transfers and got rid of the lip on the transfers a little bit, and that's pretty much it. I still got my base gasket on there. I think I'm gonna be good with the way it peeled off because my base gasket is so stuck on there right now, and I don't have another one. So yeah, and we're not gonna worry about measuring squish because this is still a stock size crank, just a sport bore, so it's still gonna have the same stroke. It's nothing crazy. I know a lot of you people always are like, oh my god, you didn't measure squish, but I'm not gonna lie, probably the best and the right way to do it would be to measure squish just to be safe. But like I said, I'm just gonna throw this in. That's just how we're doing it, boys. I'm gonna keep it real.
I'll smoke a Lewski. Like, that's what I'm smoking. You know what I'm trying to say? Put it like this. Look. What is that, fish? I don't know. Something here. Is there now? Or in 2018, 2019, 2020 is about it? In 2018, we've done shot at every rap. But where does it...
Alright boys, this is as far as we're getting tonight. Like I said, I need to edit this video, I need to get this thing up, but we're going to go ahead and pressure check this thing tomorrow. I still have to throw the intake on, there's still a few things I got to do. I got to hand make a gasket, that's kind of what's stopping me right now. I got to get out my gasket paper and cut out a gasket. Cut that bad boy out, and then I'll throw some more Honda Bond on there, do the intake manifold. Got my pressure tester right here that I'm going to be pressure checking the engine with, and then I got my exhaust block off plate right here, so a little scooter swap shop block off plate that we will throw on the exhaust port. We'll pressure check this engine. Still got to put the crank seals in, that's why I'm kind of calling it a night here. So we got some things to do, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to put this all engine together, pretty much get it all finalized up, and probably put it back in the bike. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.